The next part of the debate that I want to get to before we get to questions, well, we got a couple more. It's going to be a long show, so hang tight. But the next story I want to talk about is the Rittenhouse, the Rittenhouse thing that happened last night. Now, Rittenhouse was not mentioned by name, but there was a portion of this conversation where Donald Trump does not disavow the Proud Boys or the white supremacists. The very next day, Joe Biden comes up and says Donald Trump didn't disavow the white supremacists. And then in that, we've covered Kyle Rittenhouse's case here very, very in-depth. Some of our most popular, highly viewed videos are the Kyle Rittenhouse story because it is highly interesting. But this is something where they're using his imagery and connecting him to white supremacists. So this is an issue, right? Everything that a white person does or says somehow is being transformed into this issue of white supremacy. I haven't seen any of that evidence again in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Haven't seen it. This was a young kid who was just going there to do something that he thought would be helpful, and then he got wrapped into this whole ordeal that he's going through. So Joe Biden releases this Twitter statement today saying that...
Are you willing tonight
here's what we got.
to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
So there it was.
Are
that
you prepared to specifically
do it?
I
would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what do you...
So they use Kyle Rittenhouse, and so this is the actual clip. This is Kyle Rittenhouse in Joe Biden's ad that he posted on Twitter a few hours ago saying, as we saw in Kenosha, that's Kyle Rittenhouse, and he's certainly highlighting that he's a white supremacist. Again, I have not seen any evidence of that. I just haven't seen any evidence. If anybody has any evidence of that, I would love to see it. I'd love you to send it over to tips@rrlawaz.com or send it to me at Twitter @RobertGrulerESQ. Would love to see evidence of that, but I just haven't seen it. So what's happening now is that attorney Todd McCurdy, who is working with Kyle Rittenhouse, is indicating that they are going to be filing a defamation lawsuit against the Biden campaign unless the Bidens actually retract that statement. So here is this tweet from Tom McCarty. Presidential candidate says Joe Biden defamed Kyle Rittenhouse by suggesting that this video, he is a white supremacist. The left will just not stop. I'm working on a retraction demand now for Joe Biden and his campaign. And there are a number of attorneys who are working on this case. We have McCurdy, we've got Ron Coleman, who is also working on it, and then Ellen Wood. They are pursuing a libel case against Joe Biden and the Biden campaign. We have Marina Medvin, who is also representing Rittenhouse, said in a statement, there was absolutely no evidence, not even a pinch, of this defamatory accusation of my client, Kyle Rittenhouse, as a white supremacist. So this label is getting expanded massively. Everybody is being looped into this category for one reason or another. In fact, we're not going to go there. This is something that I think should be reserved for the actual white supremacists. If everybody's a white supremacist, that waters down the real white supremacists. Okay. We do want to do something about those people. But if everybody is a white supremacist suddenly, then nobody is a white supremacist anymore. And this type of language, I have a lot of issue with this type of language being used in both directions. Okay. It's very, very vitriolic language. It's not good. I think it actually raises the temperature level in the country. It just angers everybody, and the water starts boiling even hotter, and it's not good. So this type of language isn't good. When Trump does it, it's not any good. When he says sheriffs endorse him, not any good. When he says Joe Biden said super predator, not any good. We want to sort of cool down the tension so we can have a productive conversation about what needs to happen in our country.